This is Tracey from GiftBasketAppeal, and we're doing part 4 of our napkin series. I'm going to make this really pretty vase using this glass container that I found at Goodwill. So let's get started. Okay, so when I started this series, I had 2 napkins. And so I wanted to make sure that I can stretch them out over the 5-part series. So this is what I have so far, which is I've got this whole napkin still left. And so I'm going to use some of it for this project. And the first thing I'm going to do with this is paint it. I'm going to use the antique Parchment. I am really loving this. I'm going to use it on this vase, and then we're going to let it dry, and I'm going to add my Mod Podge matte finish, which I used in the bottle project. But I'm loving this. I'm loving the look of it. And then I've got some flowers from Dollar Tree, but I'll make sure I list everything that I use in the description. So I thought these flowers would go really well with this. Okay, so I covered this, I painted it with 2 coats of acrylic paint, and I wanted to get a really good coverage because I knew the sides I wasn't going to cover completely with napkins, but the front and the back I want them to be matching. So I've got these 2 pieces of napkin, so I just need to cut them down to size. So all I'm going to do really is kind of eyeball this. And I just want that whole, I want to make sure I get the butterfly on there. Let's see. Maybe right here, because I want to put some bling around the top edge there. So I'm going to pull my napkin maybe right around here where this groove is, where it starts to have that little groove. Just right about there. But I want all of that napkin in there. So let me show you how I'm going to do this. Just going to kind of like that bottom piece though, so let's see. Okay, so I'm going to just center this. Right, and so I'm just going to take this and I'm just folding it over around the edge here. And that's the part I'm going to cut away. Right, no fancy measuring for me. And just take this part here. And I haven't separated the napkin yet, I'm just folding it over. Now, if you want to get out a ruler and measure, you can, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Match these 2 up and cut away here. See right there. Match those up and cut away a little bit of the bottom there too. So I'm just going to cut right on that line. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You just take the part that you really want and apply it. And this is nice because you don't have to have like the regular glass vase. It's going to work nicely. Nice way to kind of spruce up a vase. And I had done this for my mother too in another video. And she absolutely loves it. She had 2 glass containers exactly like this. And I told her, please let me take them and fix them up for her, and she was so surprised at what I was able to create. Okay, I'm just going to measure that up just like that. And if you hear noise, that is my daughter coming back from walking the dog, so he may race up here and try to get in the room again. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and separate these napkins so I can start to apply them. Okay, so I've got my matte Mod Podge poured and ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and separate this. And so for those of you that are just watching me for the first time, I just use a piece of tape. This is like double-sided tape. And I just pull my napkin apart so that I can just have the artwork. So super easy to do. And sometimes the napkin will naturally just pull itself apart. Don't do it that fast because you want to take your time with that so you don't rip it. Okay, and then I'm going to take this and I'm going to start applying my Mod Podge. Okay, I'm going to move this out the way. And so I want this to be really covered. I'm just going to start right up in this area here. Just do some even strokes on that. And I just like to show every step, because there may be some people who are just tuning in for the first time and have never watched my videos, so just want to make sure that I am thorough in teaching. Okay, so I'm just putting a nice little piece, nice little layer on here, just like that. Make sure I don't leave any of the bottom out. Okay, and then I'm going to just take this and apply it on here, just like that. And now I'm going to take my plastic wrap and just kind of smooth it out. And this time I'm not ripping it away, I'm just using the whole piece on here. So I'm just pressing out any bubbles, working my way from the middle out to the edges. And it looks like I didn't put enough around there, so all I'm going to do is just put a light coating right around here and then just continue smoothing it. And this helps when you don't want to use your fingers, because then the napkin will rip. And this helps me to smooth out my napkin when I'm applying it. You just want to be gentle with it. And I am loving the way that looks. Look how easy it is to just transform this. So I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite side, and then I'll come back and we'll start to do the sides on here. Okay, so I did cut a couple of leftover pieces off, and I'm just still pulling the backing off of this. There's just one that I'm pulling the layers off, and I was pretty precise in cutting it rather than tearing it away, tearing the napkin, because I want these to kind of have somewhat of a shape to them. And so I guess that's the look I'm going for, but I think it'll look good. And so all I'm going to do is, for the sides, I thought I would just kind of apply some of the pieces, whatever, like maybe right here, like right there maybe, or I can go down by the bottom. And so both of the sides are not going to be exact, so I'm going to go ahead and go for it. Just putting some Mod Podge on here. And then I'm going to just put that on there and smooth it out. So it really blends in with that antique acrylic paint. And so I've got this piece right here too. I'll put that there maybe. Maybe turn it this way. Got this other piece right here. So it just all depends on what you want to do with it. But I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to do it closer to the top, like right over here. Yeah. It's got a little bit of a curved look on there. So let me just go ahead and put that on there. And so you can come up with whatever design you want. Just kind of go for it. And then just smooth it out. You see that, how that is? And I can cut out a bunch of little pieces and just keep adding them in to make a different design. So you can cut away your napkins. I think I'll start on this other side for right now. Maybe right around the top here. Just add a little bit in there. Maybe add this piece in. Oh, let me just, I think I'm I'm going to go down further on this one. Let's see, I think I'll start on the top with this. Oh yeah, I like that. And just smooth that out. And look how that is. And I'm just lightly doing this. Let's see, I might turn this way. I love the way that green looks. So basically, you're just making your own little picture. Taking that same napkin and cut away little bits and pieces. Don't be afraid to try it. So I hope you are enjoying this series. This is part 4. I've had so much fun challenging myself to use those napkins. And that's not bad. 2 napkins and 5 projects. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of inspiration from this. Let's see. I don't want to add too much to it. I may just do something in the corner here. I think I will. I'm going to cut just a little bit of this off here. I'm being very precise with my cutting here. And if you want to rip it away, you can. I'm just going to add that right there. I am really loving this. This is so much fun. So I'm going to go ahead and continue adding little bits and pieces on here. And then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I went and did the sides, and I just cut little pieces that I wanted from the napkin and then just applied them in different places. So look how pretty that looks. So you're just basically taking that same napkin and creating your own design. That's what I did with the other side, and it really blends well together. And so now all I'm doing is going over this with just another coating of Mod Podge. And I'm also going to put some pretty bling right around the edge here. I think that'll add to it. Just one coating, and I'm really loving this matte Mod Podge. I'm looking forward to using this in a couple more projects too. This is going to look so pretty once I get those flowers in there too. So I'm going kind of laying the edges down, trying not to like go in the wrong direction because then it kind of brings the edges up. So just kind of take your time with this part. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing on here. And I just can't wait until this is all dry. So you see how cloudy it looks? So you're going to do that same process to all the sides. Just be careful with these little images that you don't lift them up. Just take your time with it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this part right here, and then it'll be time to add some flowers. Okay, so we're all dry, and look how gorgeous this looks. I mean, this really blends in well. I'm really happy with the results. I wish you could really see this up close. Look at that. And I'm in love with the matte Mod Podge. I have to honestly say, I'm loving it. So I'm gonna have to get a couple more bottles to keep in my room. So what I did was just to add a little bit of bling, just that slight bling to it. I cut some of that diamond wrap that they have at Dollar Tree, and I just cut one single strip and just went all the way around here with it. And it's doing pretty good. I actually used the Mod Podge since it's already sticky and just went right around it to add that extra bling. And so now I'm going to go ahead and add my flowers. And I'm just going to use this foam. And this foam actually fits perfectly. The floral foam actually was from Dollar Tree. So I always have this in my stash. I'm just using what I have. I'm just going to just put two of these on top of each other and then add my flowers in. I'm just adding some glue to that and just sticking that right in there and just sticking that on. And I could always pull this up. I didn't glue it to the bottom, but I could always pull this up and change out if I want to. Normally I don't change them out, but in case I give it to someone, I can always, they can change it out if they want. Okay, so I got these flowers here, and I think these are going to be so pretty. Just some little delicate flowers in here. And all I do is I just start sticking them in. And you can use some moss in here too as a filler if you wanted, like right around the edges and stuff. I've done that before. But since I've got a lot of my supplies kind of everywhere until I have my craft room the way I want it, I don't have my moss on hand here. So I'm just putting this stuff in, and I am not a floral arranger or anything. I just kind of go with what looks good to me. So I'm just kind of spreading these out. Oh, I had some flowers pop off there. Let's see. And I love the Dollar Tree flowers. And this green goes really well with the container. So I'm just leaving that green on there. And that adds a little bit more filling to it. Because I do want this to be full. This makes a nice gift. If you wanted to give a friend a gift, or if you know someone that's maybe in the hospital and you want to make them something really nice, it doesn't have to cost a whole lot. So I'm hoping this part 4 of our series is really helpful to all of you. I've been getting a lot of feedback from so many of you from part 1, 2, and 3. And I'll put the links for those below so that you can watch everything. You don't have to watch it in order. But this is a 5-part series, and this is part 4. So I really hope that you're loving this. And I love sharing with you. And it's all about ideas. Even if it just sparks something and you try it a different way, that's fine. So that's what I try to do with each of the videos. I try to make it feel like you can do it, because you really can. It's all about empowering everyone else with our skills, and it just makes me feel good too. So I'm just cutting away here and chatting away, not really focusing on it. But I think it's going to look really cute, especially when I add those pink ones in. So got this, got a lot of green in there. Let's see, just spreading them out however I can. And that looks good just with that color. But I'm just going to put a little bit of pink. So you just decide what you want to put in there. I'm just going to push a few of these pink ones in here. Isn't that nice? I think it'll make a nice gift for like maybe a doctor's office or something, when someone wants to put something on the shelf, or maybe one of your neighbors that's going through something. We can always bless others with our crafting, which is what I try to do. It doesn't take a lot to cheer someone up. Even if it's just a card, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. The fact that you just thought of someone is always a good thing. Okay, well, I'm using my regular scissors here. I should have went and cut these off in advance. These are just the most, such delicate little flowers, aren't they? I'm just kind of spreading that pink out, and that'll add some color to this. Oh, that's looking good. And I'll post pictures so you can get a good look at it. At the end, I'll post some pictures so you can really see it, get a good view. But this is lovely. It's gonna be someone's birthday. And one of my favorite things, flowers and butterflies. So I got the best of both worlds in this. This is nice. I love this. I wish you could really see this in person. Just to add that little bit of pink in there. You see if you can see that. But I will definitely post more of better pictures of this so that you can really see it. But like I said, you can put some moss in there to kind of camouflage the foam if you want to. But just have fun with it. So I hope you like this project. I will be sure, let me see if I can kind of give you a better view. Look how gorgeous that is. I will be sure to post pictures at the end as well as everything that I used in this video. So this is the end of part 4 of our 5-part napkin series. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to our crafty family. And I'll see you real soon. Bye.